Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good night. On this opportunity, I'm Indri Julianti would like to tell you a story of Ande Ande Lumut. So please listen to me carefully. A long time ago, there were two kingdoms in a region called Kahuripan. They are Jenggala Kingdom, ruled by King Jayang Negara, and Kediri Kingdom, ruled by King Jayang Rana. The two kings were asked to unify their kingdom by their ancestor, King Erlangga. They finally decided to do it through a marriage of their descendant, Prince Panji Asmarabangan, son of King Jayang Negara, and Princess Dewi Soekartaji, daughter of King Jayang Rana. They all live happily together as a big family. One day, the kingdom was attacked by enemy. The battle was fierce that it could endanger the life of Princess Dewi Soekartaji. The princess decided to flee and hide in a village far away from Jenggala. In order to protect herself, Princess Dewi Soekartaji changed her identity into Kleting Kuning and lived in a woman's house by the name Nyai Intan with her daughter Kleting Abang, Kleting Ijo, and Kleting Biru. But Nyai Intan turned out to be an evil lady. She made Kleting Kuning to do all the housework, such as cooking, doing the laundry, cleaning the house every day. Her daughter was no different. They act as if Kleting Kuning was their housemate. They yelled at her whenever they want something. They only fed Kleting Kuning once a day. Meanwhile, at the kingdom, Prince Panjias Marabangan had successfully defeated the enemy. At that moment, he realized that his beloved wife was not in the palace anymore and no one knew her whereabouts. He was so sad, and he decided to send some of his bodyguard to search for his wife. They went for a couple of days until one day one of the bodyguards returned to the palace with the news. Your Majesty, please forgive me to interrupt your rest, said the bodyguard. It's okay. Have you located my wife, soldier? Said the prince. My apology, Your Majesty. I have not found your wife yet, but I found a girl that looked like Princess Dewi Soekartaji in a village far away from here. I couldn't confirm it yet because she was working in a house of a rich widow as a housemaid, said the bodyguard. The prince decided to disguise as a handsome and rich man looking for a wife to attract the girl to come to him so that he will be able to see if the girl was really his beloved wife or not. He went to the Dapan village near Bengawan Solo River. The village was right across the village where Kleting Kuning lived. The prince stayed in an old widow house by the name Mbok Rando and changed his name into Ande Ande Lumut. Kleting Abang, Ijo, and Biru were very happy to hear the news. All of them wished to marry the handsome Ande Ande Lumut. They prepared themselves and they wore their best clothes, so they became pretty. Kleting Kuning tried to praise them, but she got mockery in return from her sisters. They did not allow Kleting Kuning to go to the Daban village to see Ande Ande Lumut. They sent her to the river to do the laundry, and she followed. Kleting Kuning collected all the dirty clothes and went to the river. Truthfully, she had no intention to go with her sister to the Daban village because she only love one man in her life, and the man is her husband, Prince Panji Asmarabangan. She promised to herself that she will always be faithful to her husband. When Clothing Kuning was doing the laundry, suddenly a crane came to her. The crane can talk just like human, and it brought a whip on its claw. The crane started talking to the princess. It said that the princess had to go to Dadabang village, and she will meet her husband, Prince Panji Asmarabangan, in the village. The crane also gave her the whip and asked her to use it when she needed it. After that, the crane left. Clothing Kuning rushed back to the house and prepared herself to go to Dadapan village. Meanwhile, Clothing Abang, Ijog, and Biru were already at the river bank. The river was very large and there was no boat around. When they were still trying to figure out how to get to the other side of the river, Clothing Abang saw a huge creature floating on the water. It was a giant crab and its name is Yuyu Kangkang. They didn't know that Yuyu Kangkang was actually the servant of Ande Ande Lumut, and it was assigned to test every candidate of his wife. Clothing Abang asked if Yuyu Kangkang was willing to take them to the other side of the river. Yuyu Kangkang smiled and said he will take them on his back to the other side of the river if they agreed to kiss him as their reward. All of them agreed to Yuyu Kangkang's request because they really want to go to Dadapa village. So they kissed the giant crab. After that, Yuyu Kangkang took all of them across the river. A couple of minutes later, Clothing Kuning also arrived at the riverbank. She brought the whip from the crane with her. Yuyu Kangkang gave her the same offer, just like her sister, but she refused. She kept asking to Yuyu Kangkang to take her, and Yuyu Kangkang kept asking the same offer, but she didn't change her mind. Losing her patience, Clothing Kuning hit the whip to the river, and in an instant the water subsided. Yuyu Kangkang was scared to see that, and then he took Clothing Kuning to the other side of the river for free. The three sisters arrived first before Clothing Kuning. They showed their beauty to Ande Ande Lumut right away. Unfortunately, Ande Ande Lumut decided to not choose any of them. They were upset and asked him to explain his reason. When Ande Ande Lumut was about to explain his reason to the three sisters, suddenly Clothing Kuning arrived at the door. Ande Ande Lumut walked toward her right away and he said, "I choose this girl to be my wife." The three sisters became so angry and they said, "Why don't you choose one of us?" After that, Ande Ande Lumut introduced them to his loyal friend, Yuyu Kangkang. And he said, "I didn't choose any of you because you give your precious kiss to Yuyu Kangkang so easily. And the only one who refused to do so is Clothing Kuning." Clothing Kuning was so happy because she recognized her husband since the moment she stood at the door. She used the magic whip to turn her back into a beautiful princess. Finally, they reunite and live in their palace happily along with Mbok Rando, who helped the prince to be back with his wife. So, everyone, that's the story. And I will tell you the moral message of the story. The moral message of the folktale Ande Ande Lumut, which comes from East Java, is that we must be able to maintain self-respect, like Clothing Kuning, who cleverly managed to find a way not to want to be kissed by Yuyu Kangkang, and we also can be lazy in doing our job. We shouldn't be rude, and we shouldn't order people arbitrarily. Okay, so everyone, I think that's enough from me. Good night. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.